laptops? Or do you need to have your PC repaired and maintained? Do you need accessories for computers or phones? Are you in search of a printer or decoder? Worry not. If you're in Mbarara, you can now get all these from PAL Technologies. Find us at former Nakmat Building, room 14, or call us on 0777 525820.
You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're still watching AIT TV. It is a beautiful evening of Monday. We are finishing August. If you actually have achieved a lot, then you need to jubilate. But if you haven't, then this is some new month coming way ahead of you, and you need to plan. Now, we've been having several different shows on AIT TV. We are growing now and then, and we are so glad we are growing with you. Now, we are introducing something new to you people, and we hope you also welcome it. And we will be so glad to move with you in this new journey that we are about to actually take. Now, we have so many organizations coming to the nation called Uganda. Uganda has 45.7 million as we're talking about population, and I'm talking about Jan 2020. Perhaps we could have either reduced or at least maybe have some more additions, but at least 45 millions of Ugandans. Now, you want to believe this is, okay, we'll avoid the word third world country, but we are close to being there, not there. The truth is, we are, of course, not the first world country. Now, you want to believe that the biggest percentage of this population perhaps is actually into, I will avoid the word suffering, but at least working hard to make sure they survive. And we have so many organizations that try to come. I'm talking about humanitarian organizations. Talking about that, we are looking at people or groups of people interested in, promoting humanity, human life, and or generally human welfare. Now, we have several of them coming to help. But apart from criticism, what have we learned from them, and who knows the impact of what they are doing? We have seen, a few organizations in the past getting closed by the government. And of course, the government is always right, we believe. There are reasons why those organizations are closed. But those that are doing their work, we have a platform that tells their success story. Now, we are introducing a show called The Community Focus. We will be looking at different communities and who is there to help them. I'm Sankara Berohanga. AIT TV is what you're watching, and today we're introducing The Community Focus. And with me in the studios of AIT TV is Amanjot Call Anu. Trust me, you will want to join me in this journey as she takes us through the show. She will be hosting different organizations with their success stories, what they have done, and perhaps what could be coming, as she is about to be telling us. I already said much. You could say hi to the viewer.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this show. I'm glad to work with the team eventually, and I hope we get to learn so much out of this. This is a show that I've not seen anywhere around East Africa. It's something new and worth watching, really. So we hope that the community learns a lot from it.
Yes.
They get a focus of where to go. Most of the people around don't know what to do, where to go. When they have issues, when they have situations, they're stranded, They don't know what kind of organization they can reach out to, how they should reach out to them, where they can go and express their feelings. So this is a show that will give them that platform, tell them there is this organization, reach out to them like this is what they do, this is how you should reach out to them, and this is where you shouldn't go and waste your time. So it's something that is very different and worth watching eventually. Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you, we are going global, and I told you, wherever you are, as long as you have Facebook, you can access YouTube, sometimes also Zoom. We're also introducing www.aitradio.com everywhere in the world you'll be able to watch. And Anu just told you that we'll be having I think you called it the first of its kind in the region.
Yeah, because there is no, such show. That's, if we had such shows, people would be knowing what to do. So we have youth, people who want to join organizations,
Yes.
but don't know how to do it.
Sure.
They are motivated, but don't know where to put their motivation or where to get it from. So yeah, it's one of a kind that gives you the platform, that gives you the exposure, gives you, the pathway. If you want to open your own organization, what are the drawbacks? What is, what you should follow and what
Yes.
you should do. So it's one of a kind. There is none that's like that.
Okay.
Over here.
None that will be like that. But before that, who is this person that is about to be hosting this show?
Oh, well, there is a lot to be said about me, but I think this show is not enough for it. But I'm basically a humanitarian. I hold a medical, you can say, background. I'm a pharmacist. I did my master's in pharmacology, but I've been for the past 4 years linked to several international organizations and local organizations. I was raised in Africa. Like, I've spent most of my life here. So I know the challenges, across Africa. I know where the shortcomings are, where we can put efforts, which kind of projects should be designed. I know what kind of organization should be there for the country. Most international organizations, when they come here, they don't know the setting of the local, community.
Yes.
And they put their efforts, they put their money, but it's going the wrong way. So we need people like us, the local community, people who understand
The region.
the region to help their own people. So what more can I say? Like, I've been a leader ever since, the show is something different for me, but I have been on media platforms before. So I have interest in politics, but not for now. But eventually,
You need to say that while you're doing this like this.
Eventually, I hope to, get my way out there in
Ah.
the future. I've been in business too, creating, projects whereby more to the agriculture sector, boosting the agriculture sector. So I work with teams across East Africa. So I think I have enough exposure that can, boost the youth and motivate them to work along with us.
Well, today morning I dared to search for Amanjot Kaol Anu, and trust me, the work is related to pharmacy, pharmacology, and all those terms. Different organizations coming, of course, like she just told you. Now, a few days ago, actually, the first group of Afghanistan, refugees came to the nation that is believed to be, if not third, at least second in the world to host refugees, with I think 1.4. That's, I'm talking about million of refugees here in Uganda, and 94% of them being in a settlement, having 81% of them being women and children, and 3% of them being elderly. In fact, in Uganda, we sort of become or tend to be looked at as hospitable, like we like welcoming these people. I mean, there is that human kind of, in fact, and when you go to social media, it's different.
Yeah.
In fact, I will crop out this and say, I'm the first one to have the Afghanistan lady. No, that was for just. But on a serious note, Uganda remains that country that welcomes these people. That has attracted several organizations. However, it draws debates side by side. Globally, perhaps the world may think Uganda is so safe and things are okay. And then if you come back to the local communities, like you've been saying, we sort of also need the same help that perhaps the other people are taking. However, organizations, of course, come and the focus is the other side. But anyway, maybe the organizations that are helping local communities. All I'm trying to say is, what can you paint the picture like? How can you paint it like when it comes to humanitarian at the local scene You know some organizations that are doing it. I don't know. You could first paint for us the picture, depending, yeah, that background. Globally, we are known as, yes, Uganda, safe, and that is what you're going to find there. But then locally also, we have a huge group saying, oh, I think we need this the same.
Yeah.
What has been the picture like?
So over my experience, I'll use my experience with the
Yes.
humanitarian work here for the past 4 or 3 years, you know. I've been, just like I said, I've been associated with different groups, different African groups. The Afghanistan people are coming, refugees, it's very good, you know. It's good to have that country where everyone feels accepted in terms of need,
Yes.
you know. Why shouldn't we host them? You know, if the security is okay, we have everything, definitely. I wouldn't want to say much about it, you know. I don't want to get into the politics of that, and I'm not here for that. But definitely, if the country is willing to host someone, host a group of people, it's their call.
Very
you
good,
know,
of
it's
course.
very
Yes,
good.
yes,
We are
yes.
proud of it.
Yeah.
How the
It is
country
selling
deals
us.
with it, yes, that's their call. For the humanitarian part of it, it's like there are many challenges. From the point of view bringing international organizations to this country, it is very challenging. Why is it challenging? The people here, the youth, don't feel the need to take part in humanitarian work. They don't see the benefits of it, you know. We don't have trainings for such, you know, sessions, trainings that tell them, you know, humanitarian work is good. It develops you in life. It makes you get links. It gives you broader, you know, exposure, something. We don't have that motivation for them. So when the organizations come, the structure is already, you know, it's falling off here and there. There are already problems with it. And when we, the local people, try to, you know, gather the youth and say, you know, this is good, do it, at one point they lose focus of it. Because the inner will is not there. You know, you can't do humanitarian work if the will is not there. If you don't see the need to help your people. If you don't see that, you know, people will bring funds, but eventually you saw it happening in the pandemic. Everyone was taking their funds back. There was no, you know, so many projects were collapsing, have collapsed. If we create something, if we create projects that, you know, sustain themselves, it's not a matter of coming and saying, we are going to support cancer patients, keep bringing funds, and after a month it drops out, you know. You're going to support cancer patients, fine. Build a project where cancer patients can do something, their family members can do something. Eventually sustain the project, even though you go away, there is something, you know, they can put forward. So my challenge, the greatest challenge I have here is like the youth are not willing to, you know, take part. If they're willing to take part, it's at a cost, and not every organization pays that cost.
Yeah.
Like there is no inner will to do something for the country, you know. I always say, if you are not, as Africans, you know, if you are not willing to do something for the country, how do you expect someone else to come and do it for you? So it has to be with you, you know, begin by yourself. Why don't you have that feeling like we Africans have to do something for the country, you know, have to do something. So it's a very big challenge. It's not easy to run humanitarian organizations because there are no trainings going on. There is no motivation in the youth. Those who are motivated don't know where to go. It's just, you know, it's just there in the cloud. Yes, we have organizations, they're just there. We don't know what they're doing. You know, we don't know how to get there. The youth don't know how to begin the organization. So it's just there. So
Yes.
that is what the main challenge is. About funds, you know, it's not good enough to just keep crying about funds. I came here, we have been pushing groups around. We have got the funds, you know, everyone gets the funds, but at least try to put up projects that can sustain your own, you know, your own creation. You shouldn't always look out for funds and funds keep coming. When you're working with international organizations, they have their own plans, you know, when they come into your country. Over the 3 years, I've always heard, I think your platform is a good one because we are putting things straight. We always get to know Africa is not a nation where we would want to put our funds, you know.
Oh.
So it's very common. Half of my team would tell you the same thing. These are things people would not, want to discuss. So when you ask them, why is Africa not a nation where you would want to put your funds, but you donate something and have the pictures all around because you want to collect funds from abroad? So they're like, we just feel, even though it's a third world country, we are good enough with the pictures. Because when we go there, the security is not, good enough. We fear, we see in the news, we would get kidnapped.
They list several reasons.
So there is this phobia that is associated with the continent, which is not true. I have been working here, you have been working here, everyone works here, we are safe. So how are we going to get rid of that phobia? How are we going to get rid of, that demotivation, that bad attitude? And there is also this saying, which is always, this is how things are done in Africa, this is how things are done in Uganda. It doesn't have to be that way. We have even
TIA, this is Africa.
Yeah, this is not how it has to be. If the same statement, if you are not thinking about your country, no one is going to think about it.
Okay, well, she talks, it begins from you. Before we actually think about this and the other ones coming here, how are we helping ourselves actually, and do we even intend to do so by ourselves? Now, having talked about that, I've seen you really, I've seen you Facebook, and whenever I get a chance to hear about the name Amanjot, it has to be around you giving back to the community. It has to be an organization thanking you for what you just done for them. For the period you've been around, could you have noticed areas that really sort of urgent? I mean, they need that urgency attention. If you are if you're someone from humanitarian kind of background, you need to pay attention to this. Could you have identified some of these areas? Yes.
Definitely. For example, when it comes to refugees, I think I even had a discussion with you some time back.
Yes.
We have had discussions with refugees, people from different nearby East African countries, coming to us and saying, we have been assaulted like this, exploited like this, but we don't know where to go because the people exploiting us are, the same leaders we have in the organizations. So I think refugees, it's a big thing. If you get into the field, you really need to see what's happening in those camps, what's happening to the refugees around. So definitely, if you're asking me, refugee is the biggest focus. It's not about the funding, just like I said, it's about what's happening in the field. What is happening to those people? Who is checking out on them? No one. They're there, no one is checking out on them. I don't want to make it sound like, the government. No. It's just like you have appointed project managers, you've appointed leaders, but maybe they're not doing their work, so you have to check.
Comes back to what you said.
Yes.
The people here, what I picked from your last engagement was we intend to look at the money first.
Yes.
Even when they call me for a workshop, the first thing is transport refund. And so it has grown to even the people managing, for example, the refugees or something.
Yeah.
I won't want to threaten people's offices.
Yeah.
But all you're saying is...
like the refugees and
yes.
our medical sector really needs a boost. Like we need to boost our medical sector. Like, it's, and the children's section of it, obviously. For over my time here, I have seen refugee. That is recent because of the encounters. People were coming to us and saying, can you help us? We're facing this. As ladies, we're suffering. We don't know where to go, what to do. So refugees and the medical sector and the things to do with youth. Yes, that's...
Oh my, I come from Chitagwenda. You've ever heard about Chitagwenda? It's a new district in Toro Kingdom, the far end of the kingdom, I guess. It was originally Kamwenge. Now in this district, we have new sub-counties. One of them is called Kakasi. And the government health structure indicates that at least each sub-county should have at least health center 3. At least a facility where mothers can give birth from. And trust me, Kakasi and her next sub-county Buhanda, 2 sub-counties. No, we don't have health center 3. We don't have anywhere a mother can give birth from. Well, thank you very much, the Embassy at Japan, for choosing us. We are getting a grant so soon, and we will have that facility. And this is why I say, while we have the other problems, there are people really trying to change. There are people really trying to become impactful.
Yeah.
But the media,
You see, you can't
and
solve
us,
a problem
and
without not knowing it.
Exactly.
You have to know it.
So, but even the little that is being done,
Yeah.
all I'm saying, is not known. The impact is not communicated.
Yeah.
You have done a lot, for example. If it was to be put in media, then perhaps it would really at least employ someone else, anyone else who watches that and they're about to come. And that is why we are going to introduce this show. You could perhaps share more about what is coming in this show.
I just think it's better if they watch it, you know, and learn from it. We are not putting this show just out there for the just to increase our fan following or something. We want you to learn. Like by the end of it, with like you know where to go. Just like I said, you know, it's the phobia. I want people to get off that phobia. You know, if we bring an organization here, this is going to happen. Our security is threatened. Our funds are, threatened. I don't want to. I want to get that out of people's head that Africa is not a continent where you can put your money, especially when it comes to humanitarian action, right? Why should we hear something like that even? Because there's a lot in the news. Every country has a lot in the news, right? But there should be someone saying, no, this is okay. Come with the organization, but focus your projects on us. You know? Design your project to suit us. If you're designing something, come into our community, see how things are done. Follow our community's traditions, follow our mindset, and make something that fits in us. Don't come with a Western culture and try to do things that way. Here, when you come, we have gap in technology, right? We have gaps in so many fields. So you should design your systems that fit according to us. So this is what we would be communicating, and we will be communicating about one of the biggest, organizations that are here with what they do.
Yes.
Because many people know UN, UNICEF, Red Cross. That's it. What does Red Cross do?
It has always come
what
to
is
debates,
Sustainable
yes.
Development Goal? We
People
are
always want to say, these organizations, what are they doing?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not getting
so
anything.
we are going to say, Red Cross does X, Y, Z. You have this problem, come to Red Cross. It doesn't help you. Red Cross should be answerable. You know?
And if they have helped someone before,
Yes.
we'll have a chance to host them.
Yes,
Let them give a testimony.
and tell us, over the 10 years we have been in this country, we have done this much for the country, right?
Great.
So that our youth get to know, yes, if I want to put up, an organization, I know I can. There are these kinds of organizations already in the country. I don't want to repeat what is already there.
If I want to do this, I can get
Yes,
help
let me
from
do
them.
something else. Let me put an organization. Let's say there is a lot to do on cancer. Let me put something to do with herbal products, for example, with something else that I can only do if I know what is there, if I know where the problems are. Just like I say, you can't seek for solutions when you don't see the problems. So there is a lot to learn from it. Let it come, let us discuss, and you see, it's all, if you're interested in learning, definitely you should watch. If you want to see what's happening in your country, definitely, there
Yeah,
is.
and we'll be sharing, of course, opportunities in these organizations whenever we want to establish these partnerships with these organizations. If EggPuff, sorry for being used, if EggPuff, for example, says we have, we are recruiting next for this and this and that, then it shouldn't be someone from, I don't know, but let's know that these opportunities are well communicated to the community, and that's why we say it is the community focus. If we have a challenge, a community challenge, in Mbarara, for example, we're going to look into our database that we have ever hosted World Food Program, for example. Now Isingiro says they are down with hunger. Can we approach these organizations and design a solution with them? That is why the community focus is here.
And I want to say one thing.
Yes.
You know, most of the organizations do their communication in English.
Yeah.
Even me myself right
Uh-huh.
now. But eventually I want to see whereby, you know, we have elders in the community, we have children who understand,
Beneficiaries.
yeah,
Yes.
you know, languages that are specific to their community. Eventually I want to see organizations that are established here, creating data, creating information that suits all those communities. You know, there are many languages, I understand, but we can do, you know, development towards that. Because all the communication runs in English, all the communication runs on big platforms. Sometimes there is no access to the, you know, the community. So we need to solve all those, you know, problems. We need to create, they need to understand that we are reaching out to these communities and we need the message there. It shouldn't be a decoration in a museum, you know.
Okay.
So eventually I want to see, you know, them getting the loopholes that are in their community. Youth, actually I want the youth to communicate to us eventually and say, you know, these organizations are there, these are the gaps. You know, we can't cover all. So if they have gaps, they will communicate to us through the show and let us know. And eventually I want to see, you know, organizations communicating in the local language with different communities.
Okay, you just heard it from the prospective host. We will be getting much from them. And in case you will have issues that you want to communicate and want to understand from indigenous, are those called indigenous? No. Local organizations. Local but international organizations. I don't know how to put it. But
I wouldn't like to say local,
Yes.
but I would say native, like, you know, our own.
Okay, yes. Our own.
They're
But
not local, sure.
I can wake up in the morning and move to that
Yeah.
office. I know it's located here. Those organizations, in case you will have, of course, want to have something clarified about that, you will be able to push it. Now the show is going to also to generate campaigns with these organizations. In case there is a support group that we're supposed to have and help, we will be at the forefront of generating these campaigns, especially for the community. What are pregnant mothers up to? Elderries, we have people living with disabilities. She's talked about youths all over. What are these campaigns that can come through these organizations and we can push together? It is all about this that we'll be talking. And if you're an organization, by the way, and you're watching this, then you need to know that you could actually approach us. We will be able to come over and see how we move together with the community focus.
Yes.
You could have your conclusion remarks so that we prepare now. Next Monday, you will be able to see
Yeah.
the organization that we host first.
I think everyone has been looking out, you know, for something like this. Me, myself.
Yes.
Okay. This is the chance. If we don't use it, I don't know, you know, what we are waiting for. So I hope everyone joins us, you know, pushes this forward, uses it as a platform to grow, you know, to develop what is there, to realize the gaps and build on it, you know. It's all about working with us. This is all I can say. You have to work with us, we have to work with you and make the society a better place to be. And please, you know, think about the community you live in, you know. This is how you think about the community you live in. Because eventually if you're sick, you will not go to the US.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
You'll not run to the US, you'll
But
go
perhaps
to...
there's a way.
Yeah, you'll
through
go to Barra
humanitarian
Hospital,
organizations,
yeah,
yes.
or you go to Red Cross or UNICEF, any of those
Yes.
big or small groups. So we need to make ourselves better, and this is a platform that we are going to use to make ourselves better. And you know, we need the support, and as well as, you know, you seeing that this is going to be supportive. of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much. We
Thank you.
cannot wait see you ask questions and want to understand things.
Yeah, sure.
It must be going to be, you know, wonderful. Now, in case you just joined us in this one last minute, we've been talking about and introducing the show called The Community Focus, in which we will be hosting organizations, humanitarian organizations around, organizations that are doing or are helping people and promoting human welfare in our communities. We will be giving them a platform to tell the impact they have covered so far, and in case they have worked on a few people, they have helped some people, we will be running their testimonials here, but also looking at what other campaigns or all those community empowerment programs that can we run together. Now, if you're there, you're following, you have your page actually with a bigger following, we need this message to reach far. We could get in touch and we run this together. And I think that is all. You will only have to wait. This show will always run on Monday, 5 p.m. Every Monday, 5 p.m. we'll be having at least an organization telling their success story. And there is a lot that you could be able to gain from them. Thank you very much. It has been a Youth TV Sankara Beruhanga, and I've been with Amanjot.
Yeah, thank you
Call
for
Anu.
having me here. I'm looking forward for this show, and I hope everyone joins us and learns a lot from it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ciao, adios.
Are you planning on having yourself a computer soon? Or do you need to get rid of that fault in your current computer? Are you looking for a trusted computer solution center in Barara? Try us at Think Innovation Inc. For new and refurbished computers, computer repair and maintenance, computer accessories, networking, software installation, and web designing. Find us at Western Arcade, Room AF51, or call us now on 0753 97 5042.
You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you.